I hope everybody's having a great week, and I hope everybody's doing well. And I miss seeing you guys in person. I miss hearing your guys' stories and what's going on in your life. So I pray that while we're all being safe and we're all staying healthy, that we're seeking God each and every day. And I look forward to 2021 when we can be back together fellowshipping at the Shaws and enjoying their wonderful hospitality that I'm so thankful for. So, as always, let's begin the night with good news. What are some of your good news? Feel free to post that good news right in the comment section. We'll be posting this video on YouTube and Facebook for the next 4 to 8 weeks. Myself and Toby will be doing these video lessons until we're back to getting into some kind of in-person meeting. So, feel free to place your good news or even prayer requests in the comments, and I look forward to reading those tomorrow. So the last several weeks we've been reading this book by Timothy Keller. We've been using kind of the book as a way to look at Jesus' encounter with many people in the Bible, from a skeptical named Nathaniel, who didn't believe until Jesus said, "I saw you under the fig tree," and Jesus said, "You believe because of that, you're going to see much greater things." To two sisters whose encounters were very different, even though they had the same question of, "If you were only there, Jesus, when our brother had died." To a Pharisee, a member of the Sanhedrin, whose life was changed forever with that encounter. And there was a couple other encounters that Jesus had that we looked at. The Samaritan woman, the wedding at Cana, and then last week we started to look at how does this play into our life. These meetings with Jesus changed these people's lives forever. But how can we encounter Christ today? How can we have these kind of experiences that change our lives? And Toby last week talked about the great enemy, Satan. The ideal of evil in the world. And some that had the ideal of this dualism, that good and evil were somehow equal. And we even had this quote from the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling, from Lord Voldemort, who said, "There is no good and evil, there is only power." That everybody was just seeking power, whether that was for good or for evil. But what Rowling was really saying is that what's fairly evil and what's fairly a problem is denying that there is evil. Denying that is what Satan wants. Satan wants us to see him as that red cartoon character and not take evil or the great enemy serious. So Christianity gives neither a dualistic or a monoism, but instead it gives us something more plausible. It gives us a devil. It gives us a great enemy. And if that's true, and there's demonic forces out there, and that there's evil in the world, and we can't be reducing that to simply human choices. So we looked at Jesus' encounter with Satan and the temptations that he experienced from Satan directly over those 40 days. And he ultimately tells Satan, "Away from me, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only." So there is a problem with evil, and there is a great enemy, and this problem is multifaceted, and hopefully at some point in the future we'll get into that. But we need to see how this great enemy works into our life, and that we all have a need. That we need something or someone to hope in if there is this great enemy. And that's where chapter 7 comes into play. 2 advocates. And I hope you looked at those questions that are on the Facebook page and in the text as well. And that'll get our discussion going off tomorrow. So I want you to think tonight and tomorrow morning about Who is an advocate? Why do we need an advocate? What does an advocate do? How does he reflect you? And if there is a standard, bar of standard, standard or morality, how can we see that being there? And what would make the perfect advocate and the perfect case? Because we need an advocate. And I look forward to this discussion tomorrow of the two advocates. So look over the questions, read John 14 and John 16, 1 through 14, and look for a video to be posted tomorrow between 12 and 3 p.m. Have a great night.